Right, 10 September 2024, and today I'm going to be giving you my morning update, and I've got a lot of stories to cover. So let's look at what has been happening regarding the Sean Mnangagwa bodyguards case. And this case is big because it now involves a lot of people. And what I wanted to say with this case is that this is a demonstration of how the Mnangagwa family is making the money, which is a very poor way of making money through extortion and also through protection fees. And more details have been produced during the court case. There is now more details on the court case. You can go and check out the details in the newspaper. What has happened is that there's been more details on who was involved in the case. And the people who were involved in the case include people in Mnangagwa's office. And these people have been named. They've also been granted bail. So if you see someone being granted bail in Zimbabwe, that person, Mnangagwa, right now, with so many people in jail that are not being granted bail. But these guys who are facing such serious charges have been granted bail. The reason why they've been granted bail is because they come straight from Mnangagwa's office and they cannot lock up their own friends. So another thing that has happened here is that there has been allegations against the lawyer, Dube, that he killed 4 people. So these allegations are contained in the court case. So this is going to become a big story. It's going to be developing. You're going to see more coming out on this case. What really happened? Why did Dube pay the money? Did he really kill the 4 people that he's said to have killed? And that is why this case is very interesting. So if you go to use the newspaper, this is a very big story. And it's huge. It covers the whole page. So I'm not going to give you too much of this thing. You can go over there and read it in the section called the Southern Eye. That is where they've got this story. But let me just recap for you what has happened so far. So 4 people appeared in court. And these 4 people are Pemba, Charakupa, Mangi, and Jaja. They appeared in court because they were extorting money, and the money that they were extorting is around 1.5 million US dollars. And after they were arrested just a week or 2 ago, around the 3rd of September. After they were arrested, they named Sean Mnangagwa as the person that they're working for. And this is not the first time that they named Sean Mnangagwa. During the time when they're doing the extortion, they had called people in Mnangagwa's office, and these people are Sekuru and Sekuru Mambo. So these are the people who were being called in Mnangagwa's office, and they were being used to threaten. All these people were being extorted. And when I'm talking of extortion here, I'm talking of the people that actually came out and revealed that they were being extorted. So the other people who paid money right now, we have not came out. So a lot of money has been taken from the mines. And the reason why this is happening is the group was saying these people are making too much money without sharing the money with their boss or the godfather. And you know who the godfather is. In this case, it turns out that Sean was just being named, but the actual person was in Mnangagwa's office. So ED was being named by these people. They were not name dropping Sean. They were name dropping Mnangagwa himself as the person who was collecting this money. They were saying that if you don't pay this money, your license will be taken away. So this is the threat. And also they were going to mines, walking into mines, making inspections. And this became a big problem. And I think they were only arrested after they did not give back some of the money that they were supposed to give. So this is directly in Mnangagwa's office. Sean is just a side, he was running his own side thing. But the actual operation was run from Mnangagwa's office, because there's no way that these people can be granted bail if they're not working for Mnangagwa when they're facing such serious allegations. So the only reason why they're being granted bail is they actually work in Mnangagwa's office. For Chikaingesu and Pemba were granted bail of $300 on top of the other guys. So I don't know how this is going to go, but as I said, there is no doubt in my mind that Mnangagwa's office is involved in this extortion. They're involved in many other extortion cases in which they claim protection fees, especially in the mining sector. And I'm going to be showing you more stories in mining right now. Gold mining in Zimbabwe has become a big problem, especially in Matabeleland, where gangs from Harare are extorting and in some cases killing people in these cases. So let's end that story here. Sean Mnangagwa and his dad, Emerson, named in a case where they're extorting money from Dumisani Dube here, a lawyer, and a board member of site. They accused him of killing 4 people, as has been said in the case, and he ended up paying this money. So I don't know where the 4 people were killed. So this is also another angle that is just developed today. Then I want to quickly look at other developing stories. So we'll be following that as it happens. These guys are going to be back in court. Let's see when they're going to be back in court. They're going to be back in court on 4 October. These guys are getting it. They're enjoying life. They're out. They're not being bothered at all. When the normal people, the activists, have been sitting in jail all this time for nothing. These guys who are accused of extortion are out on bail. So you can clearly see Kuti, one ED Ava. Now let's go to an interesting case. This one is very interesting. I like this one. So this is Selma Mtukudzi, and she is in a massive fight with a mother or a stepmother, and her stepmother is Daisy Mutukudzi. So Selma Mtukudzi has not been included in her father's 5-year celebration event, and she has told the newspapers that she is waiting for an invitation. However, the stepmother, Daisy, has said she is fed up of Selma Mtukudzi. She's fed up that Selma Mtukudzi always want to get people to blame her. And she said she's not the one who should invite Selma to family events, but Selma should know that as the leader of the family, she should come whenever there are family events. So she's not bothered that people want to boycott the event, which is the 5-year celebration of Oliver Mtukudzi's life. So she says, if Selma doesn't come, it's not her problem. Selma must come by herself. She mustn't wait to be called to family events. So as you know, the daughters of Oliver Mtukudzi have got their own mother, and Daisy had her son, Sam Mtukudzi, the late Sam Mtukudzi. And the fight came after Oliver Mtukudzi left everything to Daisy and kept the other children out of the will. So there's been a fight between these two groups. Daisy, who got everything, and Samantha, Sandra, Selma, and Sybil, who got nothing. So that is the fight. And so we're going to see what happens. Japreza is over there, and all the other guys, they're going to be headlining that event or 5-year celebration of Oliver Mtukudzi's life. So it's clear that Daisy is not holding back. She's fed up of Selma's antics. That's what she says. She says Selma always is a problem, and she wants to make people fight her. So you can go and check out that story in the Herald newspaper. Yeah, it is a big story. And then Namatai Kwekweza has received a special recognition from Stellenbosch University. As I said, just before she got arrested, I was supposed to go and see this thing. But then she got arrested before she could go. So she has announced here that she appreciates Stellenbosch University for recognizing her, even though she did not manage to go into that presentation due to her detention. So I was supposed to go over there and see her, but all is good. She got the recognition, she got the certificate of recognition. So go check it out on Namatai Kwekweza's pages. I like Namatai because she's out and she's not hiding herself. Most of the people, when they get out of jail, they kind of hide themselves, but she's out there, and that's very interesting. Then let's go to Grey Homes. So Anna Vesta Mudiwa and her husband, Grey Mudiwa, are the builders of General Chiwenga. They are also the builders of many other people in the diaspora. And they appeared in court where they were denied bail. But I think they'll soon get bail because their lawyer is Professor Love Duku now, and he is very good at law. So let's see what happens. The case has sucked in many people now. So Japreza is in there, and Matthias Mere is in there. Sandra Devele is in there. Those are the people who are promoting this group. So people are saying that there are more people who have come forward. And they said they actually went to these Grey Homes because they saw Matthias Mere, Japreza, and they saw Sandra Ndebele promoting these people. So if you go to the Grey Homes page, you're going to see these guys performing on the functions. So unfortunately, people have lost over $450,000. And you can go check out the details also in the Newsday newspaper and in the Sunday, in the H Metro newspaper. This story is carried in 2 newspapers today. So I haven't had time to look at the South African papers. I've been quite busy tonight, this morning. So let's see what is in the Sowetan newspaper of South Africa. And I've got a very interesting case which I want to cover tonight. So let's look at the Sowetan, and then we're going to look at the other newspapers later tonight. So I want to show you the cases that are in the newspaper in South Africa right now. So here in the newspaper of South Africa, they're saying why NPA wants magistrate over Prophet Mboro's case. This is crazy. This court case is a circus. I don't even want to talk about this case because this is not real. To me, it's unrealistic what's happening here. And then Joburg Metro Bus Service goes cashless. These guys are doing a good job. If you live in Johannesburg and in Cape Town, you know how good these buses are. You need something like this in Zimbabwe. And I think basically there's ordinary stories. There's nothing big and out of the way here. Let's look at what is in the Star newspaper. The Star is the big newspaper in Johannesburg. So let's see what is over there in the Star newspaper. And we see here it says Prasa attends court with the toll order. This is a very interesting case. And what happened here? I apologize, guys. I thought I was sharing this newspaper here. So let me share the screen. Let me share the screen. Right. So Prasa goes to court over toll order. So this is a very interesting case. Prasa has bought some trains from a company. And then they went to court and says these locomotives, there are about 20 of them, are too tall to move on the tracks. So they got a court order, and in that court order, the company was supposed to give back the money. So the company then went into liquidation because they lost all this money, 3 billion rands. And then the trains have been standing there, the locomotives, for years and years. And the liquidators now want to sell the locomotives. However, Prasa now wants those locomotives regardless of the fact that this company is going into liquidation, PRASA now only has 20 locomotives out of 60. So the company is almost collapsing. Their revenue has dropped from around 180 million to only 67 million. So please go and check out this story. This is a shocking story of the fall of rail in South Africa. Rail is big. If you don't have rail in your country, especially passenger rail, you're not doing what you need to do as a government. So the South African government is struggling to get locomotives. They do not have the money, and this company has been badly mismanaged. PRASA. So that the Passenger Rail Authority of South Africa, PRASA. So this is the guys who carry the poorer people. So you can go check out that story. It's all over the place. And you know my love for rail. High-speed rail is a game changer for Zimbabwe. And very soon I'm going to be announcing the plan. If you want to see what we're going to do ourselves in Zimbabwe as people, don't wait for someone from outside the country to do something. We're going to do something ourselves. So let me see if there's anything else that I forgot here. Yes. I want to go to the story of Mugabe. So Mugabe is big. I think it's called Mugabe in other places, Mugabe in other places. This thing is big because it's almost like a cure for everything. Many people use it in Zimbabwe. And as I said last week, people are cutting down these trees for this medicine. They use the leaves, they use the bark, they use the fruit for various treatments. So people ask me to find them the research on how this thing is used for treating diabetes. So you can go and check it out. I'm going to put it on Gambakwe within the next few, let's say 20 to 30 minutes. But you can also obviously go and check it out on the actual page where this thing is. It's called the National Library of Medicine. So this has been done. The research has actually been done. So you can go check out this research from the National Library of Medicine. So let me remove this picture so that you can see it. So this is the story here. It's called Preview Improvements Coming to the PMC website. Oh, sorry, I'm reading the wrong thing. Anti-diabetic and hypolipidemic activities of Kigelia pinnata flowers. So this is the same thing, Kigelia pinnata and Kigelia africana. So you can go check it out. It shows how this thing is used or was proven to take away diabetes and other diseases, hypertension, and all those diseases that cause you to be fat, you lose weight. So go check it out if you want to find out how many days it took them. It took about 21 days. So African medicines, they don't work like European medicines. You have to take them for longer and you have to stop and go. So you can't keep taking the medicine. You have to stop and go. So I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover here. Let me see if there's anything else I did not cover. So let's look at the comments, then I'll recap. Good morning, Gambakwe. Thank you for the updates. And then Goma Stick says, these boys have been taking people's money for long. Slovenia, they forcefully took someone's, I don't want to mention by name. I think they will do it. They will not do it anymore. They will continue doing it. They will not stop. I said, the monies that Anashon are taking, they're peanuts. The child of a president, 1 million is nothing. If you're a child of a president, it's nothing. They should be talking here of billions, not Kutora million. If you see yourself voting on our president, we should Kutora million. I was going to have cash. So let me explain to you what opportunities are available for a president's son. High-speed rail that I'm talking about. You go to China, you negotiate a 100 billion deal, you get 1 billion. That is a fee. Those kind of things happen all over the place. And this is not other countries that are big and strong, what the children are involved in. And I'm not talking here of illegal deals. I'm talking about one deal that will set you for life, not running around Kombaba, and that is showing that you don't know money. And that's why our country is behind. If you are the child of a president, you don't want to be seen in useless nonsense like mining and all that. Those are things for the common people. If you're a child of the president or the president's office, you do smart deals. You deal with things that don't involve debt, like planes and finance and rail deals and cities and contracts. So the fact that these guys are still busy with these mining things and extortion is showing me that they don't know how to make good use of their position. So I don't want to say more here because it's clear to me that we are still in the dark ages in Zimbabwe. We're not there yet. We will never progress when the office of the president is still calling someone for 800,000. 800,000 is peanuts. You mustn't even be talking about 800,000 if you're a president's child. Those are the monies that the small boys are talking about, not big boys. Now, let's go to the other story I wanted to show you. Same thing happening here in Matabeleland. Violent crashes in Hope Fountain. You can see here, Kuti, mining is big. People are making a lot of money in Matabeleland with mining, but there is a bunch of bad guys in this thing. So over 100 illegal miners have descended on Hope Fountain on the outskirts of Bulawayo, engaging in chaotic riverbed mining activities marked by violent clashes, including deaths. Like this past week, 2 guys were just killed. And so they need to bring control to this whole mining situation. And this is where these extortion guys and protection fees are coming through. I don't even want to keep going on this. It's embarrassing what's happening in Matabeleland. Right, so you can go check out the Chronicle newspaper. You can go check out H Metro. You can go check out Newsday and the Herald newspapers. We've got a lot happening. And today there's going to be the soccer match. So that is Zimbabwe versus Cameroon. So these are the coaches. Right is called Michael Nis, and on the left is Textual Chiragui. They're going to be playing Cameroon. So let's see what is the exact date here. The German gaffer is convinced the Warriors have what it takes to inflict pain on the 5-time African champions. Cameroon is here, man. So I think they need to bring that top game. The last time that Zimbabwe played Cameroon, I think it ended 1-1. So let's see what happens. Zimbabwe had a 0-0 with Kenya. So let's see if they have what it takes to beat Cameroon. Cameroon is no longer the team that it used to be. So you can always go online now and watch these games. They're widely available these days over there. So I think there's one more comment here. Let's see. As the father, they are following the footsteps of their papa. You are encouraging corruption in Gambakwe media. I'm not encouraging corruption. Let me tell you how business works. And I want you guys to listen very carefully. And so what happens is when you get into office, you get the ability to provide services. So let's say you are the government of Gauteng or the government of Cape Town or Western Cape. You are responsible for providing services such as cleaning, water, all those services. And when you offer that contract, the person that you offer the contract, it's you who chooses those people. So that's how money is made in government. That's why you see people want to go into government, because you got the ability to issue contracts. So for example, in Chitunguza right now, Magaya is going to be providing the water, cleaning service, sewer, and refuse collection. That was a decision made by the council. If it was another government or council, they will not give Magaya. However, what is happening with the Mnangagwa boys is because they don't know how to deal with the proper money. And the boys in the army, we've shown, they now use, like, they operate like a gang. They go around extorting, doing protection fees, 200,000. So the total amount that they got from Dumisani Dube was 55,300. That is peanuts. You don't extort and cause such a big story out of 55,200. Instead, what I expect these guys to do is to be involved in higher level things, not lower level things. So that's not corruption. That's what a government does. A government offers services, discusses contracts, and comes home with the big deals. And most of the time, you don't know who's behind the big deals. For example, so Mbuzi Interchange is being opened. So one road is being opened this week. So that's Mbuzi Interchange there. The Mbuzi Interchange project cost, let's say, 100 million. So on your left there, that whole stretch cost 20 million, which is being opened today, which means someone's contract is done. On that 20 million, almost 5 million of that money is fees and charges and contract fees and behind the scenes maneuvers. I know this because I deal with contracts all the time. And there is no way where you do a contract where there is no third party or middleman. So that no one is beaten up, no one is killed, no one is extorted, no one is threatened with death in this kind of contracts. However, you'll be surprised, Kuti, out of all the Mnangagwa family, there's no one in this deal. This Mbuzi Interchange. The people who will be in this deal are the people from Anazinara and all those little companies. And you will see Kuti, Ana Exodus and company are all there. So you've got maybe 100 companies which were involved here in this deal. That's why it doesn't finish, because so many people have taken a cut. So from the 100 million, maybe 50 million is now gone to fees. You see, that's why the things don't work. And you've got one project in the one country. However, if your projects were 100 billion, then you may say 1 billion, makwana. And the moment, the reason why you end up having to extort people is because you've got that one little project at Mbuzi, and you've got one villa at in the parliament, which is not finishing, and you've got that little road, which was badly done, and you've got that parliament road. So it's too small. They don't have big projects. And that's why they end up in this situation. Mnangagwa's vision is too small. He doesn't have a big vision. And Oxila Mnangagwa is going around with that scanning thing that she does. How much money can you get from that? Even if they give you money for traveling, how much money are you going to get? So they don't have big projects. That's the problem with the Mnangagwa family. They need to do bigger projects and stop these little projects, because after they leave office, they are going to go destitute. If you're still extorting 50,000, when you get out of office, you have nothing left. It's clear. And other countries are doing big projects. I showed you the Tanzania project. This project is $5 billion US. And the stadium, which is being built, and the planned cities. So what the problem that Mnangagwa is facing is he's a victim of his own poor performance and his own poor projects. Harare has been stagnant. It's been the same the way you found it 100 years ago. If someone came back right now, they'll know everything, where it is. And I was telling people, Kuti, some doors, they're still using the same key. If someone left 20 years ago, they can just come and open the same door with the same key. How terrible is that? And so, guys, I'm not encouraging anyone to be corrupt. I'm just telling you the way it is. That's corruption if you receive kickbacks. No, it's not kickbacks. Guys, you know how contract works. So let's not lie to each other here. Right? Dumisani Dube says in Matabeleland there is an open cast everywhere. When the road are not good, driving from Lawa to Kai, you can take 7 hours. There is no road open cast all over there. They have control to mining. Correct. And I happened to meet one of the guys who was working at Mnangagwa's mine in Bubi. I was just walking in town, and then he came to me and says, and we started talking, and he told me about the mining activity. It's not only Sean who's involved in mining. There's lots of the whole family is involved in mining, and mining is not big business, especially open cast mining. Guys, we need to go to the tertiary level, this primary level in digging and farming. In Mbuzi, you see the kind of deals that Namatai are doing. They're too low level. We need bigger deals, not these small things. Right, I would like to Mkoma Douglas. Phone me. I can't keep talking about this. And no is the Rochkisa. Kanamida Goti son. Kanamida Goti son. What president? Anita J. Ndichakupai zita rokuti munosara makashama. And the Panama Mazda Tauri Panapa, Chinova, Chichano Changish. Saka ndikuudza kuti zvimwe zvinhu vanhu vekuzimbabwe munonetsa kuti hamunzwisisi kuti chii chiri kunetsa muzimbabwe. Chiri kunetsa muzimbabwe ndechekuti mari yacho ishoma, keke racho idiki, harisi kukwana. That's why even mapresident yakuzomhanya muroad achitsvaga ma50,000 nema5,000. Chikeke chacho chidiki, you need the bigger cake, and that is where the problem is. Don't worry about everything else. If the cake becomes bigger, if we've got a railway line running from Harare to Victoria Falls, and we've got a railway line to Gokwe, and we've got a railway line to Mtare, and things are moving, money is moving, you won't have to do these silly things that are being done in Zimbabwe. European medicine is made in such a way that you can manage the disease and continue buying the big pharma to reap from you. I want to give you my view on Muve. Very soon. I've asked someone in Zimbabwe to buy me Muve, right? I'm going to be a guinea pig on Muve. Does it work? So I'm going to let you guys know when my supply is arrived. In South Africa, they're also selling it here, but they tend to mix it with other things. So let's see. Go and check out the research that I'm going to put up, and let's see what happens. So let's recap before I go, otherwise you forget what I was here about. We said Sean Mnangagwa's case has taken a new twist. 2 people from Mnangagwa's office, that is Sekuru Mambo and Sekuru, have been implicated in the extortion. They've been given the people who were calling Dumisani Dube here, asking for money. And they have threatened Dumisani Dube because they said he killed 4 people, and they also threatened his family, and he ended up paying 55,300 out of the 1.5 million that he extorted, that they were extorting from him. The 2 appeared in court and were granted bail swiftly, without questions, and they're only going to be back in court in October. So you can almost believe that this case is going to die a natural death. And I was saying here that the reason why we have these issues is because the Mnangagwa government and the family are failing to do big projects. So they end up doing scraping the bottom of the barrel, just like the rest of us, which is a disaster. They need to think bigger if they are going to be people that can be said, after 10 years, you see them and they've got money. Otherwise, right now, the day Mnangagwa gets out of office, after a few months, you're going to see these guys looking for their pensions, queuing up for their pensions at NASA, because they actually don't have money right now. So I'd like to thank all of you, and I'll see you tonight in the evening. Thank you very much for all your support. Please go and register if you want us to put a free Starlink in your neighborhood. We want to start a project where we're going to give internet to every child, every disadvantaged child in Zimbabwe. And we want to do this as a long-term project. So go to our Facebook page. There is a link there where you can register your location. And I want us to start with as many as 1,000 locations so that every child can have access to the internet. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. And